Hey everybody, welcome to part 6 of the home buying process. It's Daryl with DMD Realty. So the last video I realized I cut off a little prematurely. We're talking about the appraisal and we're going to go back into that. Basically, during the finance period of the contract, the lender orders an appraisal, typically from what's called an appraisal management company. They come out, they will take pictures, measurements, and they'll also be, with FHA and VA, they'll be making sure the power is onto all the appliances and things such as that. They'll be looking for signs of wood rot and signs of potential foundation issues like cracks in the mortar, cracks around doors, windows. That's one thing. And say that the appraiser finds issues like that, that gets reported back to the lender. That becomes a lender required repair. Now, there's a couple choices there, assuming you have room for it. Sometimes you can do what's called an escrow holdback if you're really wanting to move ahead on the purchase. And typically, that's not going to be for the foundation issues. It'll be for things like wood rot or some minor things. It depends on your lender how much can be set aside for that. But if the appraiser makes note, it's required to be done, and the repair has to be done within 30 days of closing and funding, typically. So that requires you, the buyer, to pay a reinspection fee, usually around $100 or so. But your lender can definitely tell you that. The other thing is, say that nobody, you can't, that comes in, that's a way for you to exit the contract. There's multiple ways to exit a contract, that's one. The other is if the appraisal comes in under the contract sales price, there's some choices. You can ask the seller to renegotiate to the appraised value. That's their option. You can meet them in the middle. Again, that's their option. You can say, I'm done, walk away, wash your hands, get your earnest money back, as long as it's done in the finance period. Now, I want to talk about different parts of the contract and periods that allow you an exit. We didn't go into that during the last video, and I'll do another video about the difference of offers in a seller's market and buyer's market. I did one about what it's like to buy in DFW in 2021. That's about a strong seller's market. So let's talk about the contract. Again, during part 6, we talked about the option period, which is where you get your inspection done and you negotiate any repairs. That's one way to exit. Another part of the contract is, say there's a place on the contract that the seller has to supply you the seller's disclosure in a specified period of time. If they don't do that, another way to exit. And also, you're going to get a survey done if there's not one available already. Now, you can look at that, and also with the survey, you're going to be getting title insurance. You get a title commitment. You can review the title commitment. There's what's called Schedule C and B, and C, I believe, is where all the restrictions are. And that's something you can look at. So as long as you've got in the contract that there's a space in there that says doesn't allow X or Y. It could be you want to put a building in the backyard and the HOA doesn't allow it. There may be something that comes up on title that you don't like. That's a way to exit. Now, if it's something to do with the survey, then you have so many days in the contract after you receive the survey to give you another period to back out. So the next period is the finance period, and I usually negotiate in about 21 days, and that varies. Every agent does things different. Depending on seller or buyer's market, you may be able to get more or less, typically less in a seller's market. So that's the time that the loan's getting underwritten, the appraisal's being done. So up till that time, if it doesn't appraise, then that's where you can exit again. So those are some exit plans for you, exit points per se, if things don't line up correctly for you to exit as a buyer. So in the next video, I am going to talk about, like I said, about the difference in buying in a buyer's market versus a seller's market here in 2021. We're definitely in a strong seller's market. This is a shorter video. If you have any questions about anything we've talked about so far, anything you want clarification on, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you have any input for other topics you want covered, my information's at the end of this video. Hope you're having a great day. Stay warm. It's snowy in 2021. See you next time.